Hello, welcome back to another Byte-Sized Tech Tour. And today we are talking about food to go and particularly click and collect. I am Jonathan Grant, Director of Technical Sales, and today I'm joined by Ross.
Hi everyone, I'm Ross MacFarlane, Product Owner for Guest Ordering at Zonal.
Thank you, Ross. And yes, hopefully that expertise will come into play today and give us some wonderful insight as we go through the Byte-Sized Tech Tour. I think click and collect generally, and particularly the food to go space, as we know, it's been with us for a long time, hasn't it? You know, with the nation, I think, you know, the Great British Takeaway has always been a part of British institution. But you know, since COVID times and through to now, it's probably seen some changes, some iterations, and the introduction of the big delivery providers, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, that has certainly shaped the landscape. And I think, you know, what we're seeing today is, you know, a change again, or a view to kind of diversify what that food to go looks like, and to find a way to increase revenue channels and fill that spare capacity in venues. And, you know, as whilst the DSPs such as Deliveroo can help with that, you know, a more simple model can be, you know, a click and collect journey for guests to kind of self-serve and collect when they need to. So hopefully today we'll be able to delve into that a bit further, and Ross will give us some wonderful insight. So Ross, we've got 3 questions and we'll dive straight in. So question 1, for today, what does the click and collect landscape look like?
Yeah, it's a good question to start. I think you mentioned the COVID boom. Obviously, had a huge impact in the use of click and collect and similar kind of ordering methods due to necessity from operators to have to continue to train. And there's definitely been, I would say, a bit of a rolling back from that peak, but it's definitely a lot more common than it was pre-COVID. I think that there's a link from that to the kind of technological advancement that we've seen, and that ability for guest demographics to change and want to be able to engage with operators in different ways. There's benefits to that, because I think from the data that we can see, on average, the average spend when you order through a mobile channel is higher. So I think that there are benefits in that way. But in my mind, the biggest thing is the idea of that hyper convenience that we're seeing in modern society with the technological advancements, and maybe you would call it the Amazon effect, the fact that you're able to gain convenience in different industries and different areas, and then your expectations are raised across the board. So I can get my next day delivery or my same day delivery for my e-commerce journeys. So I should be able to expect the same level of convenience and flexibility when I'm ordering food.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I guess that guest expectation, you know, it does flow through, doesn't it? And, you know, and it's great to hear that the technology, you know, is keeping up, or interesting to hear that it needs to keep up. I guess, you know, it's not, you know, it needs to keep at pace with the likes of Amazon, etc., because this is what we're all used to, and, you know, anything less than that is clearly a detriment, isn't it? So yeah, that's really interesting. So how does Zonal products help with this?
Yeah, I think we can kind of summarize this in 3 ways. I think I was thinking about flexibility, consistency, and convenience in the way that Zonal white label ordering can support with a good click and collect journey. The key thing is that we've got this one platform that's driving multiple channels there. So you're able to create your menu, set up your sites and your ordering modes in the iOrder platform, and then you can tailor that to the way that you want to be able to offer different ordering options to your guests. So you might decide that you might have multiple sites and multiple venues, and maybe you want to offer click and collect in some of those areas and not others. You might have one larger venue where you want to offer click and collect in some of those areas and not in others. And then, of course, depending on your product offering, there's definitely going to be some types of products that lend themselves more to a click and collect type of ordering journey than a sit at the table one, and vice versa. And so the Zonal product allows you to really facilitate all of those things, where you can create your menu, you can decide which sites you want that to apply to, which sales areas that should apply to, and then you can have your own click and collect menu. You could have a separate order at table menu if that's the way that you've set yourselves up. So it gives you that option to be able to be where your users are and meet those expectations. And I think as well, within that, we also try to cover the bases in terms of the way that guests would interact with a click and collect journey. So we offer that same journey in a web ordering solution and in a native app. And I think what's really nice about that is that you're creating the menu. It's going to be available in both. So you're kind of making that more convenient from an operator setup point of view. But you're also then catering to, in my mind, multiple different personas. If you have more transient guests that you may be expecting to use the service quite infrequently, and really they're just interested in smooth as possible, quick as possible, it's convenient as can be. Web ordering really lends itself to that. There's a low barrier to entry. You just need a device and a browser, and that's you good to go. But then if you've also got other personas where they are more loyal guests, they're guests that are returning customers, they're guests that you want to be top of mind when they're thinking about ordering food, then you've got the native app there, and it links in really well with for example, our loyalty platform. So the interaction with other products in the ecosystem really lends itself to making that guest feel more immersed, I would say, in the experience that they're having. There's the possibility to add some additional delayed ordering info, or rather, I should say, require that the guest does that. So on a normal order at table journey, you wouldn't really be necessarily interested in the guest name because you're going to have a table number, so you know where you're bringing the food in that scenario. But you could include, for example, the need for them to provide guest name for a click and collect order, just to make that experience a bit more personal and easy when they come to pick up their food. We also allow time slot control, which I think is really crucial for a click and collect journey. So you're able to determine how often the time slot should appear. So when exactly do we want to offer? Is it every 15 minutes? Is it every 30 minutes that you want to have these pickup slots? But crucially, we allow how many you can then support, or many orders effectively per slot. Because really the key for me is to make sure that you're delivering on guest expectations. If you say that your food's going to be ready at 5 p.m, let's make sure that it is, to ensure that you're able to fulfill them in time. I think related to that, we also have a mobile ordering manager capability. And what that does is allows your venue level operators to initiate overrides if unexpected things occur. So if it's extremely busy in the venue and you have a little bit of a worry that you might not be able to deliver on those click and collect time slots at that time, you can temporarily override your ordering availability for click and collect until such time as it calms down a little bit, and you can make it available again. So it's that kind of the way that the products operate together to give you the flexibility, the convenience, and that consistent experience between the different ordering channels.
That's great, thank you, Ross. And I think actually it came up in one of our other sessions around I think it was a chat about kiosks, and it's introducing, when you're introducing these digital channels, it's not enough to just introduce a digital channel and just have done with it. It needs to integrate into your business. The infrastructure around the click and collect journey or any digital journey is as important as the journey itself. Last question, Ross. So flipping over then, all those lovely things that we've got in our platforms, what are the benefits from those to the guests, do you think?
So I think the thing that's top of mind for me is definitely, we mentioned the kind of hyper convenience element in general, guest expectations around digital ordering. But for me, when it comes to click and collect specifically, I think there's a reassurance element that I think is really key, which is I've ordered for a specific time slot, so I know that I'm going to get my food at this time, and I can plan everything around that. I know when I need to be there to pick it up. I know when I need to set the expectations for the kids or the family as to when the food's going to be back and going to be on the table. That's really key for me. And I think that ties in really nicely to the point that we made around the time slot availability option that we have in the platform. The other thing as well, just around consistent expectations, I would say, is that the reassurance around availability of products as well. That's something that our ecosystem offers. We know that we're not going to be showing a product on the app or web solution if it's not available, because that manages itself based on what's available in the stock availability in the ecosystem. That's really key as well. It's that I'm getting what I ordered, I'm getting it when I ordered it. And if I am a regular user of the other ordering channels, I've got that consistent experience as well. It looks the same, the flow is the same. I can accrue my loyalty rewards and points if I've got those available.
Great stuff. Thank you, Ross, for your time today. Much appreciated. Some great answers. I hope we've given you some insight into click and collect. And that's all we've got time for now. But thank you very much.